Today was lucky for me. It's one of those days I got to get out of the RV while my wife had meetings all day at work. What did I do? I went to the Thomas P. Stafford Museum, and I can do nothing but highly recommend this place. It is located just north of Interstate 40 in Weatherford, Oklahoma. If you're in the area, passing by, take the time, stop and see it. I half expected just to see some space-related items in here, but honestly, this place has the entire history from the beginning of flight all the way through, I believe the final rocket that flew for the space shuttle is in this museum, the actual one. There's just too much to see.
Nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Thomas P. Stafford is an American former Air Force officer, test pilot, and NASA astronaut, and one of 24 people who flew to the moon. He also served as chief of the astronaut office from 1969 to 1971. Wow, that's big. Thomas P. Stafford is an American former astronaut, test pilot. He's one of 24 people who flew to the moon. He also served as chief of the astronaut office from, I think, 1969 to 1971. After graduating from the United States Naval Academy, he commissioned in the United States Air Force flying the F-86 Sabre prior to becoming a test pilot. He was selected to become an astronaut in 1962 and flew aboard Gemini 6A and Gemini 9. In 1969, Stafford was commander of Apollo 10, the second crewed mission to orbit the moon and the first to fly a lunar module in lunar orbit, descending to an altitude of 9 miles from the lunar surface. This is one of the actual lunar test modules, and you can see the re-entry on that heat shield. It's amazing to look at what that has to go through temperature-wise and speed-wise, and the tiny size of the cockpit that they were stuck in for days. Over here is the actual main hatch door from Apollo 10, the Charlie Brown vehicle, the fastest ever recorded machine at this period in time. All I can say again is if you are in this area driving through the country, take the time, stop at this place. It is amazing. Saw this place on my drive over to the Stafford Museum, figured I would check it out. This is a rural Route 66 filling station with an over-the-drive design. It was built by Carl Dittmore in 1929. W.O. Waldrop bought the business home in 1934 and renamed the place the Provine Station. A small tourist court was added for overnight stays. In 1941, Lucille and Carl Hammond became the new owners. They raised their 3 children, Benny, Carl Jr., and Cheryl here. For 59 years, Lucille operated the business. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Yeah, I know it's stupid to wash my car because it's gonna rain no matter what, but it's getting black and nasty looking. I'm gonna wash it anyway.
This is one of my most favorite campgrounds that we stayed at along the way. This is Weatherford and a RV park called Wanderlust. It was beautiful. The campground itself was spacious. It had lots of grass. There were a lot of storms in the area, and to our relief, there was storm shelters within the campground, so we were pretty impressed with that. I did do a yoga class for work while we were there, and it was absolutely beautiful. There were some beautiful koi ponds right at the entrance, absolutely gorgeous. They had laundromats, dog park, kids area, just beautiful. We stayed at this campground for about 3 days, so if you're in the area, I would highly suggest to just stop, take a look at it, and check it out. Too bad it's time to go. We are on our way to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
That's kind of cool, those windmills against the dark sky. We're leaving Weatherford, Oklahoma.
Lots of weather in Weatherford.
There was a lot of weather in Weatherford. A very cool museum.
Very cool. I didn't get to see it.
I did.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. You go next
Truck drivers, trucks passing us like we're standing still.
And I'm going 97.
No, 67. We are going into some black skies.
Look at your radar map and see where
Oh,
we're
I
going.
should. That's red.
What?
This.
Oh, some people are going slow right there. It's a nice camper. It's a nice rest stop.
That is. Why can't they, most of them be like that? Oh, so good
Now,
for a
merge
second.
onto I-40 West.
That's bad.
Oh man, it is getting windy. I have to get that one.
Did we blow away?
Well, maybe, huh? She's fixing the dirt.
There's not much else to fix. At least our trailer's still here.
It's got a little grill. This is the premium site.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's got the grill
And the deck, little
and
deck.
the water thing that doesn't fit,
It's got a little patio.
and all of the wind of the entire state of Texas hitting us.
If they would put somebody on the other side of us, it would be great because it would block the wind. But look, they've got two small RVs on the outside and big ones on the inside. What is
I
that?
don't know. I'm just fucking. That's not a big dog park either. Oh, we have this huge dog park, she said. Oh, okay, great. That's awesome. I have 2 big dogs. That's not a huge dog park. Am I out? I'm out of the way.
Who cares? Like, you could drive off over there and it wouldn't matter.
Absolutely flat part of the country, I know. But the wind is ridiculous. It's not how much sustained winds are 17 miles an hour with gusts up to 50. And I believe every bit of what they say. But that's been kind of the fun of the trip. And since I broke my awning, I really really can't use it anyway. So I'm not feeling too guilty at this point. Buy rocks from Greece and ship them across the ocean to get them here. Hey, Al.
Hey, just a quick question.
One of the valuable lessons I guess we've learned on this trip, we've been gone now for close to 30 days, is you gotta stay in touch with family. Thank goodness for cell phones and for FaceTime. We do stay in constant contact with our family just in case they need us. Al, just kidding, man.
Love you, Daddy.
Okay, well, thanks, appreciate, and I'll talk to Mike also.
All right, good luck on that.
Okay, thanks guys.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Dad.
That's going. If you can hear me over the sound of the freeway at this KOA in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I am going to make some, there they are, my puppies, and my wife, my cute wife, she's adorable. Anyway, pizza on the grill is the way to go. And if there's not too much diesel fumes on the top of it, I don't consider that a good topping. Get in there. Get in there, Lois Fisher. It's not from us. I'm burning it right now.
It's pretty strong, like right here.
I know. It's got to be from the.
It's not here.
It's got to be from the freeway. Smell by the tanks and see if it's by the tanks. These are my cute dogs.
Kinda.
Let me see.
Right here. That's not good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I spent hours putting this pizza together. Stop laughing.
Okay.
I spent hours putting this pizza together. I'm going to show you real quick. My wife's taking pictures because apparently there's some kind of cook-off with one of her co-workers. But what I do is I actually take and cook on the griddle to cook the crust to make it crispy, and then I'll put it inside the Camp Chef and bake it. How brilliant is that? Nobody's ever accused me of not being something. $30 a night. No, I take that back. $100 a night. And just to let everybody know, this is the KOA in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the Journey. And we're paying extra, I guess, for that little palapa right there, that if you sit out here, you'll end up with diesel soot on you, maybe get hit by a rubber tire. It's awful. After very little convincing with my wife, we decided to pack it up and leave the very next day. And it was actually kind of nice. The KOA did refund our money with the exception of the one night we did stay there.
Wow, that is some backup on the other side of the freeway. I think we should stop at that little Mexican food restaurant there in Albuquerque called Wex. Rich's dad took us there several years back. It is amazing. This is the chorizo, potato, green chili breakfast plate.
Tear these up.
I can't. Get your long tongue in there. Did she eat it all?
Yeah. Finally getting off the I-40, it was a pure pleasure to drive through the Malpai National Park. The area around Malpai was used for resources and settlement and travel by the Oasis American cultures, Native Americans, and Spanish colonial and pioneer exploration. Archaeological sites remain in the park. In the 1940s, the Malpai lava field was one of the 8 candidate sites considered by the Manhattan Project to test detonate the first atomic bomb, the Trinity nuclear test, which did occur to the south at White Sands Proving Ground. The Department of Defense did use the site as a bombing range to train pilots during World War II. After the war, the Bureau of Land Management became the administrator of the area, and in 1987, President Ronald Reagan signed it and created the Malpai National Monument and designated it a unit of the National Park Service. Looking closely over in the distance at the lava field itself, I guess that's where the bombing runs took place for practicing for pilots in World War II. The High Country Alpaca Ranch. This will be the first Harvest Host we're actually going to stay at. Can't wait to show you all about it.
What is this happening right here?
The old tractor tire garden. All the alpacas lined up looking at it. That's John. The guy lost his wife probably 2-3 months ago. She'd been sick for a long time. Carolyn was her name, I believe. But John, I guess Carolyn's still with John. He talks about her and she's with him all the time. But what a good guy. My goodness, what a nice guy. Right now, I'm gonna head back to the RV and grab my wife and grab a can of beer. Go check out his goods for sale. This is our first Harvest Host we've made it to that we've stayed at. So 1 out of 5 Harvest Hosts, but this guy is phenomenal. Love it. And I'm gonna try and get my dogs to come out too. They're talking, these two.
That's Lucy. She's the boss. She's always talking to Friday.
This one over here?
Yeah.